morning and welcome. Welcome to our live stream. Welcome back to the Moontime Devotions live stream. Take 2. This is our 4th or 5th video on a platter for you this morning. I'm just waking up. I got the coffee. I got my dog. My dog is chowing down. First thing in the morning we do is we get out here in this garage and we feed the dog. And so while the dog feasts, I've got my coffee, roast beast. And it's very, very strong. Very, very strong, just like we made it back in the day. Back in 2016. Back in 2016, we made this coffee very strong, and it's very strong again. Very nice, very nice. Now that I'm waking up a little more, get full clarity in my eyes. Gotta blink a little bit and move my nose and my muscles around a bit. It's early in the morning. I got about 4 hours of sleep last night. 4 hours. I woke up about, I went to bed about 3. Woke up about 6:30. So give or take 4.5 hours. Perfect amount of sleep. They tell you don't need a lick of more or a lick of less. It's a perfect amount. It's enough watts to keep your body energized, kicking. But sun's just coming, or sun's just coming up. It's been raining all week. It's been a rainy week. Rainy week. But here we are, and it seems like everything is going its natural cycle when it comes to the weather and the forces that may be involved and around and wrapped in nature. So, what did I want to say this morning? I wanted to say we need to have positivity in our lives. We need convenience, safety, cooperation, and happy things. We need happy thoughts. Right when you wake up in the morning, it's important to think of happy thoughts. I like to make plans to bring about world peace around the world and around the people with and near me, and that's beautiful. It's an option. I think so many of us wake up in the morning, we don't feel so great. Speaking for myself sometimes, don't always feel so good in the morning. But if we can really catch ourselves before we turn the Christmas lights on, if you get my drift, we can capture a certain amount of positivity before the lights go down low. Because honey, you'll know whether your dogs are barking, whether you're smiling like Frosty the Snowman, or if you're cranky and all curled up like a burnt out piece of charcoal in a fire pit. So there's lots of different ways to interpret and interpretate and interpretute how you want to go about your day and your life daily. My constant suggestion is positivity. What helps me in the morning is coffee. Some people like to do yoga. Some people like to do positive affirmations. Some people like to do exercise. Some people take jogs. Some people, I find personally, despite my humorous demeanor at times and my questionable facial expressions, I like to spend time with God in the morning. And for me, that usually is involving a caffeinated drink of some sort and a little bit of quiet time, or enjoying fellowship around whoever's woken up at the time. See, we trained the dog there to open the door by herself. That's what you just heard there. But yeah, anyway, regardless, no one's awake right now. It's a little too early in the morning for the rest of my company right now. And so I'm just kind of here talking to the camera, waking up. And make sure I don't wake up nobody else here. Make sure that door's closed. Oh yeah. And that's the Ever-Built. The Ever-Built morning. What a wonderful ever-built a river morning built. Definitely a tongue twister this morning. As I collect my thoughts, I continue to wake up, and I wish all of you watching this a very merry, happy day, full of joy and blessings and excitement as you go about what you do on a daily basis. Like I was saying earlier, what we do on a daily and constant schedule is vital to our emotional and spiritual well-being. We're like a bunch of grapes. We get left in the sun, we turn into raisins. But sometimes, if you freeze a raisin and you pump it up full of water, you can get that grape all plump and pluck just again, right there, for someone to put in your mouth. Either way, you're going to eat it. Whether it's a raisin, a grape, you're going to eat it either way. Why not make today a grape? Tomorrow could be a raisin, tomorrow could be a grape. It doesn't matter. It's different every day. Nothing wrong with raisins. Grapes have more water. Quite frankly, that's it. But yeah, going back to the thing is, yes, you could turn a raisin into a grape. You can. And it's all on how you look at it. Whether the glass is half full or half empty. Or just more than a quarter full. It's pretty nice to have this wonderful January 22nd of 2024. We're definitely in some uncertain times. We don't know what's ahead. The state of the world has changed in many sizable ways. We've seen political revisions over the last couple of years on both sides of the pendulum. Whether you identify as this or identify as that, or whatever it may be, there's definitely been some revisions and divisions created which is natural to come in any species that's had enough time to establish itself. And so we're seeing an ever-changing world, and that's exciting in many different ways. And so who knows what's to come? We're certainly ready. It's going to be so nice. Because no matter what happens, we can use everything that's thrown in our way, or everything that's thrown out the window, down to us that's on the sidewalk. We can use all of these things and more to push a better future and a better happy day to come or to be in momentarily. Moment by moment is sometimes the best way to live. You'll hear it on the internet, you'll hear it from other people. Right here, right now. Right here, right now is a good place to be. We don't need to necessarily look into the future. I don't need to tippy toe. I don't need to tippy toe into the future. And I certainly don't need to crack my neck and look at the past. I could just stay steady, look at my 2 feet, and keep going, because slow and steady is the race to run. And that's a great way to get away from overthinking about any certain scenario. You know, we are just human beings, and we are the only human beings. There are no other human beings, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, at one point we were all cavemen and cavewomen, hitting each other over the head with blunt sticks and eating raw meat, which I'm sure in those days as well, depending on which biological alarm clock you believe in. Some people don't think the world is 10 million years old. Some people think the world's only 2,000 years old. To each their own interpretation. I think I've made my mind somewhere in the middle between the two. But even back then, in them caveman days, whether it was millions or thousands of years ago, it doesn't really matter. It was the same as it is nowadays. It was the same as it is now. Only thing different is everything's flourished more. Education has flourished since then. The culture has flourished since then. The political systems that we've created and the authority and all these things have flourished since them caveman days. But what I'm getting to is the comparison is there's the same old divisions that there was back then. What you might call nowadays roadway and BLM and the LGBTQ and all these controversial topics that people don't agree with. It's no different than the caveman days when I said that fish and that woman mine, or the other guy said this hut and this tree mine, and they didn't agree because one man thinks woman should be, and woman and fish should be mine, and you shouldn't be able to have tree and hut. And I said well, you shouldn't have woman and fish. You should have tree and hut. You shouldn't have tree and hut either. And so there you go. It's the same old division. We've just complicated it more. We've made it more fun, I guess. Because I think at the end of the day, spiritualities aside, ideologies aside, philosophy aside, everything aside, I think human beings are just bored. I think they're just flat out bored. And so you got rats running all these races. Wondering when the doctor's gonna throw them through the next maze. And I find that it's easier to, what is that Beatles song, right? Eleanor Rigby, right? At the end of your said journey, usually, if you don't go earlier, and if you did, well, consider it a blessing, truly. If you look at it in the right light, which I'm trying to show you is perspective. But if you look at Eleanor Rigby, the beautiful song from the Beatles, it talks about old people, alone. And let's say we live old. When we're old and we're alone, the last thing we're thinking of is the race or the next maze, or the next treat. Ooh. Ooh. You know what we're thinking of? We're thinking about being with people. We're thinking about what we could have said, what we could have done. We're thinking back, and we're thinking steady, present, here, and now. And that's a beautiful thing. It don't matter how much time we got before, after. All we got is right now. And if we can remind ourselves of that, because a lot of us are very young. A lot of us are very, 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 very young. But if we can remind ourselves of we're gonna be old one day, and what will we be thinking about when we be old and we ain't got nothing else to think about? And so it's better almost to live like you've already lived before, and figure out how you can make the people around you happy, how you can bring a smile to any old person's face. I don't care if it's your dogga, I don't care if it's your mama, your papa, your neighbors, the mailman, if it's the local police officer, if it's your town hall official, if it's your sister from another mother, okay? If it be your brother, or your cousin, or your stepfather. There's always somebody who needs to be told. I mean, they don't need it, but it helps to be told that they matter, and that though this existence on earth is short, and what we do is not that memorable, regardless, that we acknowledge and lend out a helping hand, whether it be emotional or some kind of pragmatic support. So like I said this morning, convenience, safety, cooperation. These are the things that bring sensitive skins together. Sensitive skins can be together, and we hold our hands high above the boiling water around us, or maybe the cold water dripping down on us from the skies. And so I would encourage you, viewer, which is probably going to be me. Not a lot of people are watching this. So, but you, my viewer, I would encourage you to make someone happy today. Step out of your comfort butt. We all got a comfort butt. We all got a soft little comfort bubble in our butt where everybody likes to stay. Most people, at least, depending on which faucet you're getting burned from. So, I would urge you, viewer, to go out and make someone happy today, whether it be the person around the corner, or the person you're sleeping next to, or maybe it's just your pet goldfish. Either way, it's a beautiful thing to make someone smile. And if not, maybe you can make yourself smile. Look at this and say, hey, it's time to wake up and smell the coffee. It might be raining outside, but in my mind it's sunshine and flowers. And that's enough eggs and bacon to keep you going for a long shaker time. Salt and pepper shaking, I'm talking. That's happy horns. Whew. Hoot, 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 hoot. That's happy horns. That's catching the yellow bus before the clock strikes 8 a.m. And so that's my morning time, moontime devotional for you folks. I hope you loved it and enjoyed it. I just woke up this morning and I'm still collecting my thoughts, still wondering what I'm going to do today, and now I'm ready to start my day. So I'll catch you again on the next one. These are unplanned. The only part of these videos that you see edited are the very intros. And that's simply because I cannot get the live stream feature to work. So you get the raw, real, unrefined deal when you're watching Moontime Devotions with Mr. Graham Smith. So yeah, I think I'll do this video format again, where I'll make a little intro of me making me coffee. I had quite the morning this time. I woke up a little late. 6:30 is a little late for my tastes. I like 4. About 4 a.m. is usually when I wake up, especially back when I had my metal manufacturing job. Nowadays, we have a different employment where I can wake up a little later. But like that, like all things, that will soon change. And so the next video you'll see, we'll probably do a little edit, and then you'll get the raw, unrefined, sugar-tastic view of the video. Proper and organically, unfiltered, uncensored. Uncensored That's something you will find on my YouTube channel. My brand new YouTube channel it will be uncensored, untamed, and wild, and uncut. And it'll be very, very fun. And I look forward to seeing what else we can talk about on this beautiful channel. As soon as I get more videos established, then we can bring in the community and start to make collaborations, start to make new videos together to build a better world. And that's the goal. The lights just flickered a little bit. I think it's all the rain outside. When the winter storm comes through, the power may glitch out 1 or 2, but it don't matter because we're warming the garage with coffee, and the doggy barks when they all wake up through and through. Thank you, folks. This has been Moontime Devotions with Mr. Graham Smith. God bless and have a happy new